Welcome back, everybody. Dren608 plays. We're playing Rogue Trader here by Owlcat Games. I was getting ready to go into the pit. I noticed she has a trauma. I have fresh injury. I have already done this once, but I forgot to turn on the recording. So I'm going to go through and do everything that I did the last time. First thing I did is I went in here. I found one of these. And I didn't want to use up a red kit, so I was going to use up a black kit to heal me.
I have a nose for
And then
profit,
this should
and
take
a
care
taste
of her
for
trauma.
Administration is a holy task.
Oops, I have to unpause. And then heal myself.
I won't forget this.
Alright, I suppose I should just go reset myself to have one of these. I can keep the black one for now. Okay. Then we're going to, everybody together, we're going to go into the pit. Like I said, I've already done this once, but I forgot to record it, so I'm going to let you guys hear all the... Jay Hidari actually has a really good series of voice acting here before we get to this party. So we're going to go straight to Jay. She is here. I will go through the same selections I did before. You get to hear her speak a lot. So first thing I did is I asked her about
Good
this.
as new, Shireen. No, honest. I can breathe, and I'm not coughing up blood in people's faces anymore. You did well by me again, Shireen. Thank you. I will do my best to repay you in kind.
Then I said I wanted to get an explanation.
So what do you want to hear, Shireen? A children's tale about a beautiful princess? A ballad about a queen of thieves? How about a new story, Shireen? Once upon a time, there was a little girl who lived on a sand-covered lump of rock. And the core of that rock contained untold riches for servants of the Imperium. The girl scraped out those riches with her little hands, breaking her back and coughing up her lungs, on behalf of people who had never clapped eyes upon her, and who would never know her name. She did this every day until she turned 16, and then his servants came and drafted the girl into the 19th Ifrit Regiment. Can you imagine? Of course, the regiment was wiped out on its first sortie. But the girl survived. The Exalted One protects. So what was next? Years serving in the Astra Militarum, just a shitload of hard labor, and fighting, and deals, and shady connections, and new opportunities. But everything in this world ends sooner or later, Shireen. The now not-so-little girl went and fell in with the Kasbalika. She saved up a little gold, and she even indulged in excess from time to time, until living the good life almost cost the little girl her head after her patrons got caught in an internal investigation between the Officio Prefectus and Departamento Munitorum. So the girl ran as fast as her little legs could carry her, until her eyes and the beams of fortune brought her to the Expanse. A shitty story, all things considered, Shireen.
Okay, so then I asked if she had a family.
The folks on Footfall are my only family, Shireen. The trickster twins and the rest of the rabble, plain-talking and loyal as dogs. And sometimes as dull as the pommel of a worn-out blade.
Where did you learn to write?
Ah, literacy. My blessing and my curse. I nagged every highborn who visited our barracks on their highborn business. I pored over stamps on crates in the warehouse and the seals on every door. Watched the commanders do paperwork and volunteered to help. That's how I learned, one step at a time. And then literacy became my ticket to a comfortable life.
Is your real name Jay, at least?
I swear on the grave of my drunkard father who sold me into the mines, and on the lives of the 11 siblings I never had, Shireen.
I failed this time. The last time I actually passed that, and it's no, it isn't. So if you pass that, you find out, no, that's not her real name, but I failed it, so. I think I went here.
Corporal Haydari
Yeah.
reporting for duty, sir. I've had enough of the Astra Militarum shit to last a lifetime, Shireen. And my body's collected enough souvenirs from run-ins with Xenos and heretics to last 2 lifetimes. Except, when it comes to the Guard, there's no such thing as used to be. That wretched life sank its claws into me good. But that also means I remember what it's like to be a small, shaking, insignificant pawn. And that's why I appreciate what I have now all the more.
Then I think I went here.
It was orcs. Not everything I say is a lie, Shireen.
And how did you get in with the Kasvalka?
You think it's difficult? Once me and my fellow guardsmen snuck into the upper city in search of a good watering hole, where the high and mighty of that world congregated. Another time, our regiment was sent to defend the tallest spires on a hive world. And I had an epiphany. I saw how the other half lives. And by half, I mean the ones born with a diamond spoon in their mouth, instead of an entrenching shovel rammed up their arse. My eyes were open to the truth, Shireen. The Imperium is full of opportunities, even for people like myself. The trick is knowing whose palms to grease, whose boots to lick, whose throat to squeeze, and whose arses to kick. I was very popular with everyone in the Guard Command, you see. I'd procure things for them, whatever they wanted. And so the Kasbalika took notice.
Alright, and then I said, so you're a deserter as well?
You know, Shireen, I could still be bouncing around from one world to another, holed up on tired old ships with only venal grunts for company, if I hadn't decided I wanted more for my life. I accepted a shipment from the Kasbalika of certain chemicals. You know, for carnal pleasures and the like. Some bigwig was throwing a party to celebrate his 5th decade in the service. And that's when I got the attention of the newly arrived commissar.
Like me.
I was rummaging through the pockets of Astra Militarum with one hand and shoveling the Kasbalican cargo with the other. You can imagine what would have happened to my head had the commissar not started with my higher-ranked patrons.
Okay. And then I went, I see.
Whoop the never mind.
And then I asked her this.
Not once, if you can believe it. By the way, Shireen, I'm not really a princess. I'm filthy underhive scum, and I've been lying to you the whole time. I would have been flung out of your bed so fast, it would take my scream a few seconds to catch up.
Why didn't you tell me the truth
For
immediately?
the same reason that anybody lies. I want people to like me. I want to attract them, not repel them.
And I thought this would be the thing that goes and keeps the romance alive.
Really? And you are very, very strange. And I am very lucky. Praise be to the Exalted One.
And that nervous chuckle bubbles up from her chest and she blushes slightly. That's why I think that keeps my romance alive with her. And then it was like, okay, we need to do this. Because that's what's in the journal. The whole point of talking to her was to get this done. Then we go here. In the lair is one of false excitement. The faces are sour, the smiles forced, and even the bottles of booze dotted about seem gleam in sincerity. One of those in attendance, a man whose face is cross-haired with scars, glares at Jay with undisguised skepticism. Shireen, the spectators in the arena won't ever forget our bloody spectacle. We couldn't have been more memorable if we tattooed our names on their eyeballs. The dark city trembles before us, and we simply must honor the heroes of the hour. Jay's jubilant words ring out in a joyless, dank silence. The taste of dark despair in the air. All the celebrations. Do all your celebrations taste as sweet as this? The Xenos question seems sincere rather than mocking. He genuinely wishes to know the answer. And then I picked this. Our deeds are like a proud stallion, Shireen. Look at it from one end and you see the proud bearing, the powerful muscles, and the fire in the eyes. Look at it from the other end and all you see is a horse's arse. I prefer to view this victory as triumph of the Exalted One's warriors over those revered by Inhumans as the finest masters of their bloody dance. And then the marked man but the arse end of this horse doesn't disappear when you stop looking at it, and we'll all be staring at it soon enough when the witches come seeking revenge. I doubt they'll be able to figure out who butchered their favorites in the arena, and whose luck simply ran out. I don't remember what I did. I think I picked 2. Let's raise our glasses and it splashes in the wash the sour from our souls, as clear as waters wash the dirt and sand from the body of the weary traveler, to whom the Exalted One has sent an oasis glittering with crystal streams. Everyone raises their cups, a determined show of enthusiasm. You hear a few snippets of laughter that seem on the verge of turning into sobs. Jay herself flashes a dazzling smile, as genuine as the gems of an underhive merchant. Her eyes resemble 2 dark pools that are frozen solid. And it shows them everybody tipping up the bottles. Some people acting somewhat drunk. Abelard, after draining his cup and noisily clearing his throat, Abelard says with studied joviality, I know one shanty that always goes down a treat at parties. He looks at the grim countenance around him and seems to lose heart. But it's only a favorite among the Voidsmen. I dare say not a good choice for present company. If we're doomed to die, we might as well enjoy yourselves one last time. Come on, cheer up, all of you. This party's in I'm always looking out for my people, so role-playing wise, I picked this one. The marked man, the bitter chuckle that bursts from the lips of the marked prisoner, turns your words into a deathbed platitude. Continue. Friends, comrades in arms, and those who the Marazhai's harsh captivity has thrown together with us, a great wise man once said that human life is like a cruel desert, with one lifeless dune appearing after another. That is the joke the universe plays on us. But the Exalted One does not abide by those who mock his children, and that is why he gifted us with water of cold springs, green grass, and the shade of sprawling limbed trees. He who has faith in him will reach that blessed oasis, defying the world's cruelty. And today the marked prisoner scoffs. Listening to you leaves my ears in knots. Some kind of lady, are you? Only the great and the good refuse to recognize death when it looks them in the eye. They believe in their own luck to the very end. I'll have you know, all ill fates, marked man, that I am a princess of the distant world of If. Jay breaks off, then with a crooked smile says, I'm no damn kind of lady. I'm a low-born rat, same as you. Cassia, do not speak so about yourself. Your origins may not be noble, but a soaring spirit can lift. Jay raises her furious gaze at Cassia. Princess, please shut up. And then I picked this. I thought this was referring to everybody there, but it's only referring to her. I didn't realize that, but I'm going to pick this because this is what I did before. You may be low birth, but you will die with as much, if not more, honor than anyone here. Jay, her cheek twitching. Jay nods to you. Her cheek twisting nods to you and says with grim delight, It's true, I may have been born a lowly wretch, but even these vermin won't make me die a wretch, whining and begging for mercy. You know what? Screw the lot of you. I've seen better morale at the bottom of a half-flooded trench. If you want to harp on about how you'll all be killed soon, fill your boots. Me, I'd rather go and kill someone else. And then she walks away. She leaves. Ta-da. And then I'm suddenly with Yrliet. I don't know why I'm suddenly with Yrliet. I'm beginning to discern the different shades of monkey emotions that seemed like anger, but was actually closer to despair. She feels afraid and alone. Yeah, I know, but this is where I found out that I had not turned on the recording. But if you go look at the map, she's not on the map anymore, so you have to go out and get her. First thing I need to do is on inventory. I was going to give her another monofilament grenade. She is going to take another monofilament grenade because she does more damage with it. And I am going to just keep myself the way I am. And then I could level up Marazhai, but I'm not sure I should. I guess we'll level him up in case we have to use him. So he goes up as an assassin. He gets... Death Whisper sounds like him. And then, Prey on the Weak, that sounds like him. And then he gets... Give him elusive speed. Then he gets... Give him awareness. First turn is a 0. And then he gets... His toughness is only a 30. I guess we'll take up his toughness. What? Oh, he gets something else here. We'll give him that. And then he's done. So he's up to level. And then we have to go, what's my time? 17 minutes. I need to go see if Jay is out here somewhere. Do I have to go find her in the streets? Since she's, looks like she went and... Yeah, I have to take him, because... Don't trust him at all. Okay, cutscene. You find Jay surrounded by 3 strangers who may as well have bad news scrawled across their foreheads. Thuggish men exchange nasty grins as they cluster around her. Jay, you're not going to hurt a defenseless girl, are you? Joyce sounds strangely conciliatory. It will hurt you all right, but you'll like it. The ringleader gives her a lecherous wink. I'm gonna let her handle this. She seems to need this. Lightning fast attack blows off half the ringleader's skull before he can let out so much as a squeak. The other two goggle at Jay in shock, who is pointing her weapon at one of the two. She blandly repeats her question. You're not going to hurt a defenseless girl, are you? Continue. Rotten Tooth Thug. No, of course not. We'll probably just go... Jace, the second thud's head explodes. Joy now looks at the final man as calmly and coolly as before. What's it going to be, big man? You're not going to hurt a defenseless girl, are you? Cowardly Thug. The louse falls trembling to his knees. Please don't kill. He does not get a chance to finish. Jay stands silently over the 3 bodies, her expression unwavering, her lips pressed tightly together. Who were they? Just some mashmags looking for easy prey. They didn't find it. You made short work of them. The 19th Efreet Regiment doesn't put up with weaklings. Forgive me for your sorry display back there. A bloody awful idea. Are you alright? Gold gauge gusset. No, I'm not bloody all right. We've landed in the worst smelling shit pile in the universe. This place isn't just threatening our lives, it's gutting our souls. For the first time in years, I mean bloody years, I've lost all hope. Hard, and her eyes are black pools of ice, but cracks are forming and you can hear the whispers of terror that are breaking through the surface. You know I don't give a shit about a bloody party, right? But that scissor-fingered creep hasn't just mutilated my body, he's mutilated the life I spent so long building. Years of games, deceit, and subterfuge are telling myself that I do deserve more than a squalid death in the gutter. And he went and disemboweled it and turned everything inside out in a couple of hours. Without that life, who am I? What do I look like to people? Back to being scum, only entitled to scraps? I've lost my golden mask, and without it, life is the same old shit as before. To me, you'll always be the princess of her fleet. I suspected you might be lying about your past. No need to take it so hard. You've never given a damn about rules or expectations. You never fitted the mold of a princess or a deserter. You are simply Jay Hadari. I'm going to do 3. Jay smiles slightly, but the darkness recedes slightly from her eyes. You can see through any mask, Dren608 trader. You're right. That's the one thing I can't change about myself. I'm Jay Hadari, and I love rebelling against norms under any guise. Okay, I want her back in my party. I don't want that Marazhai jackass. You go away. Keep her. Alright, we can pick up these guys' stuff and just stuff it in the bucket. Alright, let's get out of here. I wish I could take all these guys into the arena with me. That way they could jump through the portal with me. I have a feeling I'm not going to get a chance to do that.
Keep your wits.
Are we going to get waylaid again on our way there? Are we going to get waylaid? On our way to the gate? It's 22 minutes. This is probably going to be a little bit shorter unless I have something happen along the way. We're going to go back to the arena because that's what we have to do. I probably should check my formation. It looks like we're all messed up again. Oh, who's missing? Oh, there he is. So Abelard goes in the center. She goes on one flank. Jay goes on the other. She follows her. I follow her. And she's in this. No, she's usually in the center. We have her on the flank over here. So, my 3 love interests. So I think I have romances in one stage or another with all of them. So I think I did the last time as I left us standing here.
Or get left in the dust.
Okay, who's this? Homunculus's Minion. Okay, it's not somebody I need to talk to. But I will have to go in there. Homunculus's Minion? Why is he here? Why is the Homunculus's Minion over here? Alright, that looks like something I might... Was that going to get me into a cutscene? I don't know. I'm going to quick save. In case I don't want to do this. In case this takes me into way too much.
I always keep my options open.
I don't seem to be able to talk to him. Alright, well, we'll just line up on the gate. Put in a pause here. I know if I go into the arena, I'm going to end up in some kind of battle and a whole bunch of cutscenes and everything else. So that'll probably be a longer episode next time we come back and go through and do that. If you like what you see, hit the thumbs up button. Really like to see you go ahead and subscribe, hit the notify bell, be notified to upload videos under scheduled streams. Marazhai is on screen but back here. What the hell? I'm so confused. Maybe he's going to be mad because I'm not taking him into the arena with me? I don't know. Maybe he'll show up and stab me in the back. I don't know what's going to happen here. But we'll come from this save point. If it turns out this was a really bad idea and I have to bring him with me, then maybe I'll trade him out for Jay at that point. But don't know. I really don't want him with me. All right. All right. Leave me comments in the comment section about the playthrough, things you like, don't like, all the stupid things I'm doing, all the things I need to fix in order to survive all this. This is an uninformed playthrough, so I'm not looking things up in the wiki. I'm not looking things, watching videos and things. I did start watching a couple people's like chapter 1 videos where they're first, going through the prologue and stuff and finding out things that I missed and things like that. So I am doing that, but I'm not, watching where I'm at type thing. If they're here in Kamarag, I don't watch their videos at all. So I'm learning all this as I go. I've kind of worked out how the interface works and stuff. If I can remember to use all my abilities, I do pretty good, because I did that with that last ambush battle. I used all my abilities to the best of my ability, and I don't think we even got through everybody's turn in turn 1. We managed to take out the ambush that was being sprung up on us. So I am learning how all the things kind of mesh together, and I've kind of built people to mesh together to make it work. But yeah, it still is a mess for me to try and figure out what's the, I don't understand how all the talents and effects that I can get, by picking different things, I don't understand how they all mesh together real well. So when I get done with this, I'm probably going to spend like a month just reading wikis and watching people's videos to build videos to try and figure out how this is supposed to all mesh together. I will say one thing about most build videos that I've seen. They all seem to strive for DPS. How much damage can I do? And I have found at least in Owlcat's games, I found this somewhat in Baldur's Gate 3 that I'm doing an uninformed playthrough as well. Both of those games, the ones from Owlcat and the ones from Larian, having your non-weapons feats and things are almost as important as the weapons one. You need to have some characters that are, your beat sticks, they do your fighting, but you have to have some characters that can do the other stuff, the talking and the lock picking, and in this case, like we have demolitions and Xenos and traps are different kinds, and you need to have people that can do that. One person can't do all of that and be a major damage dealer. Like, my character is not a major damage dealer. My job, I have a stun, I'm going to double check, but I usually have a stun grenade and the Mind Scrambler grenade to help with the initial battle, because I'm going to go first because of my Grand Strategist thing. I get to lay down the tactical areas, tell you where the kill zone is, maybe give one person, whether it's Cassia or Argenta, I usually have them get a free 2-point turn with me to try and do some damage to people. Then I throw like a stun grenade or something like that to try and slow down the enemies so that the rest of my people get a chance to have a turn before they get totally whacked on. And then so on and so forth. Yrliet is my long-range super damage person. Argenta is just, a machine gun. She usually shoots 8 shots a turn. And if she gets high momentum, she'll shoot probably 12 or 13. She'll do a bunch of single shots that'll always hit and do criticals. Abelard is my beat stick. He has a big old 2-handed sword, and he just goes and crushes people with it. And then Jay is a finesse, and I have a video that's entitled Cassia, Queen of the Battlefield, because that's what she is. She can take out a lot of people with her third eye ability, and especially if it's on her turn, she can do it twice in a row. So if you give her a free turn from Bring It Down, and then she goes relatively early, she can get off like 3 of those shots, and she will either stun or eliminate a very large portion of your enemies, leaving the rest of us just to clean up what little bit is left. And that's been working out really well for me. It's probably not going to work out at the end battles, but right now it's working really good. So it's gotten me this far to work it out that way. And then my rolling characters, depending on the situation, is Yrliet and Jay will be traded in with Pascal and Heinrichs, depending on who I need to do what. So, but my core 4 is Cassia, Argenta, Abelard, and myself. And then the other 2 kind of rotate a little bit, although I like having Jay around because she's an officer, and having 2 officers that are tactical people as well just makes for me to be able to do lots and lots of things that I normally can't do. And multiplies out with the Grand Strategist, we multiply our damages and our number of attacks get multiplied to huge numbers, which makes it easier for us to get through the various combats. All right, I've babbled on long enough. It's 30 minutes. I'm going to put a cut in here. Again, hit the thumbs up button. Leave me comments. That helps the algorithm in YouTube. If you really like what you're seeing, go ahead and subscribe. Check out my channel. There's lots of other things going on, so, lots of different playthroughs going on. So check it out, and I'll just list them off real quick here. I am doing a Milestone 4 playthrough of Xenonauts 2. We've got Baldur's Gate 3, Rogue Trader, and Battletech are all 3 uninformed playthroughs, so I'm not looking things up. I'm finding out as I go, or from my fans. So if you're watching this and want to give me a tip, give me a tip. It's the only way I'm going to know that I can do something, other than trial and error. And then on Saturday mornings I do a playthrough. I've played Pathfinder Kingmaker a couple times now. This playthrough is a stream on playing a female monk, trying to romance Tristan, and I have just gotten past basically what I would call like chapter 5. I think I've ended. I don't know if it's 5 or 6. 4 and 5, it all kind of meshes together. It's kind of weird the way they work it. But basically, I am at the point of being crowned as a queen of my own kingdom or whatever, and I have to do a bunch of mundane kingdom building stuff. So the next stream on that will probably be a whole lot of kingdom stuff and maybe some side quests and things like that. Not a lot of combat. This last stream that I did this last Saturday, that's up on my channel, it was me clearing out a thing called Armag's Tomb. So you get to see a whole lot of combat heavy stuff. So you can see how the mechanics work for Pathfinder Kingmaker. I use the turn-based mode. You can do real-time with pause in that one if you like. Sometimes I'll do that when I'm like fighting just an incidental roadside fight or something. I can turn on real time and just let everybody just go and do their thing. But when I'm doing the big fights, I like to do the turn-based because it gives you time to think about, okay, what's the best thing for that person to do in this situation? It's one of the things I do like about Baldur's Gate 3 is that all the combat is forced into turn-based. You can force turn-based earlier if you want to try and set yourself up to have a better time when you go into combat. So I do like turn-based combat because it lets me think. I'm not a button pusher or a control junkie. I'm a little too old for that. My eye-hand coordination is not what it should be, that it was 30, 40 years ago. All right, I'm Dren608. Until we meet again, stay safe, and bye-bye.